From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, it's the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl presented by the Impact Football Network. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Castle alongside Sean Soglinski. We're ready to go for the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Some of the best high school football players in the country, some of the most sought-after recruits by college programs around the nation, and they are squaring off in tonight's Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. And, Sean, should be a good display of a lot of very good talent. And we are ready to go down to the field, and Christina House is standing by with one of the coaches.
Head coach, what is the feeling on the field right now?
Guys are excited. Like I said, we've been practicing for 2 days, hitting on each other. This is an opportunity for these guys to showcase their talents on the big stage, and no better venue you can play in front of Dallas Cowboys Stadium. So we're excited.
Are they healthy? Everybody's
healthy. Fingers were crossed. The main thing you want to do is make sure everybody stays healthy through practice. Everybody's good to go.
On the defensive side of the ball, who do you think is going to be your star player?
Well, they're all going to be stars. I just want to pick out one individual guy. We're just going to fly 11 guys to the ball and hope good things happen tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Christina, thank you very much. As we get ready for the coin toss, the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl here from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. And, Sean, I know that you have very vast knowledge of all of these players in tonight's game. Who are some of the names that we're going to call a lot tonight?
First of all, Ryan, glad to be back in the booth with you.
Absolutely.
It's been a while every time around this year. It is nice seeing you guys. Let's jump right to the West. We'll get started. There's some dynamic playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Quarterback Brett Rippon is going to Boise State. His counterpart also at quarterback is Ben Hicks, who's going to Houston. In terms of the guys they have on the outside, Jalen McCleskey, an Oklahoma State commit, look for him to make some big plays. And Dahu Green, a 6'4", 205-pound wide receiver, runs a sub-4.5. He's going to Louisville. It will be difficult for the East to contain those guys. We haven't even started getting to the running backs. There's plenty of time for that. When we're looking at the opposite side of the ball in the East, got another top-notch quarterbacks out there. You have Daniel Parrs going to Florida Atlantic, Austin King going to North Carolina State, and in the middle, distributing the ball at center, Josie Milton, one-time South Carolina commit, who recently decided that he wanted to stay a little bit closer to Cowboys Stadium and will be now attending TCU. So a lot of talent across the board, Ryan. I'm ready to get things started. I'm sure the fans are as well as you.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. A lot of very talented recruits, really from all across the country in this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Of course, there's another one of these games, I believe, in January in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium, and this is the first of the All-American Bowls put on by the Impact Football Network, and should be just a good display of high school football talent. Daniel Parr, we got a chance to look at him in the pregame, and Sean, he looks very talented, as a good pocket presence, and has a really a cannon for a right arm.
Yeah, it comes from one of the powerhouse programs, not only on the southeast coast, but in the nation. Plays over at their football at Dwyer. Big, strong-armed kid, good pocket presence, recognizes defense as well. And he has a really good option on the outside, Jonas Spivey, a Mississippi State commit. So I look to see those two dealing over the middle, down the sidelines, making some plays throughout.
Now the East team has won the toss. They will receive the football first. They will be in the blue jerseys, and the West team in the gray jerseys will be kicking off to begin the ball game. We play 15-minute quarters here in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, and we will try to have the time up for you on the video screen. However, that will not be official. The time is being kept down on the field by the officials, so the time that we are giving you on the video screen, it is close, but it is not quite exact. And we are ready to go. West will be kicking off from left to right, and their kicker is Lazaro Vasquez from Silby, Texas, high end over end, and it is taken up at the 11-yard line by Jonas Spivey, the Mississippi State commit, who brings it outside the numbers across the 30 and up to the 32-yard line. A 20-yard return to begin the ball game, and the East will start with the football first. And Daniel Parr, I believe, will be the first look at quarterback. And Spivey right there, Sean, we got a first glimpse at his speed, and very dangerous and dynamic in the return game as well.
Yeah, he's a real explosive player, very talented on the field, off the field, humble as they come, just a really super nice kid, a good representation of what a blue-gray All-American is all about.
And Parr will be the quarterback in an I formation. The deep man is Kalen Taylor, a running back from Christian Brothers, Missouri. And Parr will roll to his left on first down, fire it out to the left, and that is caught up at the 44-yard line. Pass caught by Dante Jones from Lakota West, Ohio. 6'2", 195-pounder, and that's a first down for the East.
Nice
the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, nice play by Jones there. Good-looking kid, deep, great size. NFL veteran Larry Ryans has been working with the wide receivers. Really like what Jones brought to the table. He'll be heading to Indiana State following the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl.
Ryans was an NFL veteran of Tampa and Detroit. It's a great aspect of this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, the fact that these players get a chance to learn from some of the players that have been there in the National Football League. Here's a handoff to Taylor coming straight up the middle. Gains maybe a yard up to the 45-yard line, and that big defensive line for the West squad in to make the tackle after a short gain.
Yeah, Kalen Taylor could find the running tough this afternoon with what the defensive line from the West brings to the table. However, at some point, Kalen Taylor, an Army commit, will break a big play. It's just a matter of time.
That was Carl Williams III, big 270-pounder defensive tackle who made the stop. And it's second down and 9. Parr out of the gun, back 3 steps, looking, now stepping up, he'll run, 45 midfield. And he is into West territory to the 48-yard line, brought down shy of a first down. It'll bring up a third down and short for the East. And right there, Sean Daniel showing that he can not only throw the ball on the run, but also take off and pick up some yards with his feet.
Great recognition, felt the pocket collapsing, saw a seam, took advantage, got close to the first down yardage.
Now for the West's defense, Jordan Nelson is playing at a free safety. I really liked his ball skills that I saw in the pregame warm-ups. David Lewis is playing at a right cornerback from Morse, California. A third down and 1. Parr is under center, and before the snap here, we will have a penalty, and I believe this will be against the West. It'll be against their defensive end, Caleb Carroll from Miles, Texas. Encroachment the call, and an automatic first down awarded to the East squad as they move the ball to the 43-yard line of the West. And Parr had gone to the sideline for just a moment to get the play call. George Teague, the former Dallas Cowboys safety, is the head coach of the East. And here comes the East team in the blue jerseys to the line of scrimmage with 2 receivers, a running back and a fullback. Taylor is the lone setback. And a 5-step drop now for Parr. He'll load one up down the right sideline. Single coverage, it is picked off at the 12-yard line and returned to the 30. And up across the 30 out to the 32-yard line, intercepted by Brian Dawkins Jr., the 5'9" cornerback from Valor Christian in Colorado.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You recognize that name. Brian Dawkins Sr., the one and only, is on our coaching staff, working with Mark McMillan, responsible for the safeties and the defensive backs. And you saw a little glimpse of what his son is capable of doing. Goes up high, brings down the ball, moves the ball back upfield, and now the West is in business with some momentum.
And that was fantastic coverage. Not a terrible throw by Parr, but great coverage by Dawkins. Gets the interception and about a 12-yard return up to the 32-yard line. And now the West will take over offensively for the first time, and they hand off on first down. This is DeAndre Jackson II from Clearbrook, Texas, with a carry. A gain of 3 up to the 35-yard line to bring up second down.
Really like what DeAndre Jackson does in terms of moving his feet. Has a good, strong upper body as well. And you saw a little glimpse of what he could do there. Expect to see more from him throughout the game.
And Brett Ripon is right now in at quarterback. He throws it out quickly to the right, and that is caught up at the 40-yard line. And forward progress, Jalen McCleskey with a catch to the 40, I believe they'll say. It'll bring up a second down and 2. So Ripon completing his first attempt of the ball game. And it will set up a third down here for the West, going left to right in the first quarter. And approximately 11:17 to play here in the first. And they actually just gave him the 38-yard line, so a pickup of about 4 needed, but we've got a penalty and a false start coming against the West. And, Sean, how much of that do you think really boils down to the fact these players haven't had a lot of practice time together?
Yeah, you have to give Coach Mark McMillan and his staff some credit to get the kids in for 2 days, trying to put together an offense. The kids are getting used to each other over the course of the first day. By day 2, you could really see some strides, in the overall production and what they could put forth on the field. I'd imagine by the second quarter, things start clicking a little bit more. There might be a little rustiness, but we're talking about some of the nation's top players, and it'll just take a few minutes for them to build up that rapport with one another.
So a 4-receiver set on 3rd and 8. Rippon back to throw, looking, got some time, now steps up, fires it out left, and that is juggled and I believe caught, but short of the first down at around the 39-yard line. And I believe, let's take a look at the number over there. That looks like Devin Boyd. And that was, yes, Boyd on the catch. Short of the first down, brings up 4th and 3. And the West is going to go for it. So Mark McMillan not shy here, not punting. And Rippon will keep it on a QB keeper to the left side. He's not going to get it. The East defense swarms to the football and swallows him up. Jamerrill Thomas from Heritage, Virginia, in to make the hit. And the stop on Rippon, a turnover on downs by the West. And the East will take over deep in West territory, first down. So both teams starting off the ball game with a turnover. The East with an interception, and now the West turning the ball over on downs at their own 40-yard line. Now the East will try to go in and score here. Daniel Parr coming under center, an eye right. And he will hand it off, coming straight up the middle, now bouncing to the outside. That is Elza Evans on the carry, inside the 40 to the 37-yard line, a gain of 3.
Elza Evans is about as determined runner as you'll see. The kid really, as this intensity, you take a look at him, and he looks like a football player, and he plays like one too. As you see right there, tough runner up inside, and expect more of that.
So 2nd down and about 7, and Evans still in the game to the right of Parr in the shotgun. Slot right, and Parr will throw a little screen to the right side. This is caught. And again, it is Curtis this time. Tyler Curtis inside the 35-yard line, brought down at around the 32. It'll be a 3rd down and short coming up for the East.
Curtis is in the same role of Evans, sturdy, low to the ground type of runner. They're both from the St. Louis, Missouri area. They came out and worked out at one of our regional combines, and that's how you get to the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. You come out, do the combines, get an opportunity to play on one of the biggest stages in the country, and Evans and Curtis have done that back-to-back plays.
Parr takes a low snap here on 3rd down, and he is going to go down. Back at around the 40-yard line. That play did not get off to a good start with a snap. And in to make the hit and the sack is Caleb Carroll, a 6'5", 250-pound defensive lineman from Miles, Texas.
Yeah, Carroll is as big as they come. When we did our media session earlier this afternoon, and we had some of the kids have their jerseys presented to them by the NFL players, Caleb Carroll stacked up really well physically to some of the guys that are former pro players. He's got a ways to go, but in terms of just the physical presence, the kid has everything you're looking for in a college football player.
So 4th down and 8, and the East will punt from the West 38-yard line. Avery Anderson is back to take the punt at the 6-yard line. And the snap is a good one. The punt is away from Taylor Middlebrooks. It is high. It is end over end. It will take a bounce back upfield and be killed at around the 18-yard line by Johnny Wiedmeyer. And the West will take over, 1st down from their own 19. No score here in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Again, we want to remind you that the clock you see on your screen is not official. The time is being kept by the officials downstairs, but that is a good approximation.
Looks like Ben Hicks is coming underneath center. Houston commit. It'll be really interesting to see how he does on this big stage, if anyone's capable of delivering a good performance. It's Ben Hicks. He looked great in practice all week.
And he will toss to Landon Ventura on first down. Not much of a gain for Ventura, and I believe there's a penalty flag down as well around the line of scrimmage, and the survey here says holding. Neither team has gotten off to a great start offensively, so that might be expected in a game in which the players only have a couple of days to practice together. Certainly credit the coaches for getting them as prepared as they are. This will be first down and 20, back inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Hicks has got a little work to do now with given, the unfavorable field position. Look to him try to get to one of the wideouts, pick up close to some first down yardage, make it a manageable situation to pick up the first down.
And while we watch this first down and 20, we'll go down to Tom Clark for an interview down on the field.
We're here with Avery Anderson. Avery, tell me a little bit, is this the pace of this game pretty quick?
Yes, sir. It's definitely quick pace. We got these offense going. They're trying to get that tempo going. And, especially with the defense, we just put something in. It's good to get that tempo going. So, it's pretty fast paced, but we're catching up to it.
Compared to your school, your high school level school, with these kids out here, is it the skill level a lot higher?
But yes, sir. Everybody out here deserves to be here. And everybody out here, is out here for a reason. So, everybody goes and gets is elite. So we just want to keep on working and, take everybody for what it's worth.
All right, Avery. We'll catch you at halftime.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. And on that first down and 20 play, Ventura gets the carry, gets back up to the 15. And it will set up a second down at about 15. Hicks will throw. The commit from Houston across the middle to his big tight end up at the 20. And tackled nearly immediately as East really does a good job of swarming to the football. That was Grant Sandifer who came in to make the hit. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the tight end, Connor Bianchini, I believe is how you say that. Santa Margarita, California is where he played high school football. And a gain of about 6 there on that completion from Hicks. Third down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, Connor Bianchini, he possesses a lot of upside, 6'2", close to 200 pounds, strong hands, reliable presence.
Third down and 9, Hicks play action, back to throw, has some time, and fires it out left. That is caught and held on to for a first down up at the 32-yard line. And let's see here, I believe that was T.J. Foster, who is a running back from South Grand Prairie, right here in the Metroplex, to the 32-yard line and a first down. And he took quite a hit at the end of that, was able to hold on to it for the completion.
Good focus there by Foster. Hicks with the back shoulder type of throw, tried to minimize the damage on him.
And they'll hand off to Ventura on first down, and coming behind the right guard up to the 34-yard line is where they'll stack him up. Actually to the 35, they'll say, so a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down and 7. And we've got about 5.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. The 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl presented by the Impact Football Network. We're glad to have you with us. Ryan Castle, Sean Siglinski, and our entire crew here from AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys here in Arlington, Texas. A second down and 7, Hicks with 2 running backs, and he will hand it off. And coming straight up the middle to around the 40-yard line. That's a 4-yard pickup, brings up a third down, and that was Ventura again on the carry. The 5'9" running back from Bandera, Texas.
Arlen Harris, running backs coach, also the offensive coordinator from the West, had a lot of good things to say about Ventura. Really coachable, and you're seeing some of that on the field this early juncture of the game.
Now here's a busted play. Hicks running for his life out to the right, and he will pick up a first down. Well, that was well done by Ben Hicks. There was miscommunication between him and the running back. And Hicks really didn't have much to do there other than try and pick up a first down with his feet. And he will get the first down up to the 42-yard line. Well, that was really well done there by Hicks. A commit to Houston, 6'2", 195 pounds from Midway, Texas.
If Houston ends up being able to keep Hicks, they will be getting an absolute gem. He was at the Elite 11, also the opening. I just feel that there might be some bigger colleges that are keeping a real close eye on him. And, there could be some movement later on down the road. He's certainly talented enough to warrant some extra looks.
Hicks will throw here down the right side. Single coverage. It is tipped and incomplete. And intended that time for McCleskey, the Oklahoma State commit. That was broken up nicely on the back end by Damian Baker from Christian Brothers, Missouri. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Nice play by Baker, great ball skills. He's going to Holy Cross. Look for him to be matched up on McCleskey, and look for Darrell Williams on the opposite side to be matched up against Dahu Green, the Louisville commit. Those would be some really interesting matchups today.
So Hicks, as you mentioned, an alumnus, I should say, of the Elite 11, which takes place every year up in Eugene, Oregon. Several other high-profile quarterbacks have also gone there this year. This is Ventura on a toss sweep to the left. Holding is going to be the penalty call here. Flags flying in multiple directions as Ventura is blasted out of bounds up at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, tough to take a hit on like that, and it doesn't amount to much after getting that penalty. That was quite the collision, though. You could see that, that there's, this is an All-American Bowl, All-Star game, some might say, but, these teams, both of them want to win, especially the coaching staffs. Spoke a little bit earlier about how we had our media session today, and Coach Mark McMillan for the West, along with George Teague for the East, used to be college buddies at Alabama.
Right.
But there was some friendly trash talking going on, and it was, it was neat to see the parents had an opportunity to be a part of that and listen to, the friendly exchange of words, we'll say.
And this penalty is going to move the West back to their 32-yard line. It's their 2nd holding call on this possession. They were able to pick up a 1st down the last time. Now they got it 2nd and 20 from the 32. Hicks play action, back to throw, steps up in the pocket, and he is with a completion up to the 50-yard line. And close to a 1st down. And let's see here, I believe over there that is Trinity Benson. 6-foot receiver from Louisville who makes the catch, and that's a gain of 20 and a 1st down to the East 47-yard line.
Man, Hicks looks good today. He's on point. He's slinging the ball, putting his receivers in good position to make plays.
And the timing has been very good. They'll hand it off here. Ventura trying to sweep the right side. This is actually not Ventura. It is Foster. And he gets to the 45-yard line, a gain of 2, and the East defense doing a good job of wrapping up and tackling well. That time it was Christopher Flowers from Washburn, rural Kansas, defensive lineman who made the tackle.
Yeah, Christopher Flowers, this is going to be a reoccurring theme, but one of the Combine kids where we've got him in there, and he's had a chance to show what he can do in front of our NFL scouts as we travel all over the country. Recruiting interest has picked up since he's stepped foot into some of our combines, and we see him destined, for ball at the Division I level.
I want to talk to you a little bit more about that after this play. A 2nd down and about 8 from the East 45-yard line. They'll go with a reverse to Foster here. 45-40 with some blocking in front of him. He'll get a 1st down to the 37-yard line of the East, and the West with the first sustained drive of the game for either team. They will have, depending on the spot here, close to a 1st down. They're going to mark him short, call it a 3rd down and less than a yard. And obviously, Sean, this is the time of the year where the college coaching staffs really pour themselves into recruiting. How much attention are these kids getting from the combines and from this game tonight? Are the college coaches really taking a look out here and trying to determine offers? Here's an incompletion by Hicks. It'll bring up a 4th down and short.
In a nutshell, how the blue-gray combine system works is we have these kids out to the regional combine, and if they do well, then they're invited back to the super combine, the final step before a possible selection to the All-American Bowl. We see a lot of kids that come in that are NAIA-type recruits, Division II, III, or IV, and provided they come and do well when given the opportunity, I think that opens up doors for them to explore Division I college offers. So this is a great platform that we have at Blue Gray. We're a big family, so we like to help each and every kid, achieve their dreams and goals, not only on the field but off in the classroom.
Here's a 4th down, and Hicks will keep it himself. He's got the 1st down, spins out of a tackle, and finally spun down at the 31-yard line before the tackle was made by Matt Johnson. But Hicks right there doing it himself with his feet on 4th and 1, and he'll have a 1st down for the West to the East 31-yard line.
offensive coordinator Arlen Harris, who was in the NFL for a number of years, most notably with the Rams, is calling all the right plays right now, and as a result, West is moving the ball down the field with efficiency.
And let's see here. I believe this is the end of the first quarter. So we knew we were close, somewhere within a minute of the end of the first quarter, but apparently this is the end of the first quarter. No score in the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, as the officials will walk the football down to the other end, and we will return with our coverage of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl presented by the Impact Football Network.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Back at AT&T Stadium, start of the second quarter of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, and the West is moving the football for the first time, really for either team in the ball game offensively. Ben Hicks in at quarterback, and on first down, he'll drop back to throw with lots of time, out left, caught, and this is Trinity Benson with a catch inside the 20. He goes for a first down, and Sean, we continue to be impressed by Ben Hicks, the commit to Houston at the quarterback position.
Yeah, he was a late addition to our game. Got in just this last week, in fact, and stepped in and hasn't missed a beat. In fact, Trinity Benson, we might have to buy him a hamburger after the game because he's feeding him the rock right now.
That's right. First down at the 18-yard line. The West trying to go in and score here. They will play action. Hicks with some pressure. Now looks left, and that is nearly intercepted. Broken up on the play by the East squad. That is number 11, Driston Self from Missouri, who made that play, and that was well done in the secondary. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10, and perhaps a bit of an ill-advised throw that time by Ben Hicks.
Yeah, if that ball's inside, a couple more feet, Self picks that up and has a lot of real estate in front of him. Lucky that ball fell to the ground for Hicks.
So it'll be 2nd and 10, and the West in the red zone for the first time in the game. We're just underway in the second quarter of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. No score between the West and the East. Hicks from the gun. Play action with a straight drop. Looking across the middle. Now comes the pressure, and he will go down. Oh, that's well done by the East. And on the play that time, Travis Allen from East Newton, Missouri. We've called a lot of kids' names from Missouri in the ball game so far. And that time it was Allen who got to the quarterback.
Nice to see Allen make a play. Just a real nice, humble kid. Very unassuming, almost to the point of being shy, but you can see that he's got a motor. That switch turns on, and he's a different player once the ball snapped.
Big third down here. Hicks from the gun on 3rd and about 14, and they will hand it off to DeAndre Jackson. And Jackson will get back near the original line of scrimmage. That's about it. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 11, and let's see what the West elects to do here. Coach Mark McMillan looking at a 4th down and 11, and right now it looks like they're leaving the offense on the field.
Yeah, they have Lazaro Vasquez at kicker. This is well within his range. Perhaps Coach McMillan has seen the offense move the ball down the field well and wants to give them one opportunity, pick up a first down or maybe take a shot here.
They've got to get to the 8-yard line for a first down. 2 running backs, a tight end on the right, and Hicks out of the gun with a snap, rolling to the left. He's got some time, looks to the end zone, single coverage, and the receiver fell down in his route. That was intended for big number 85, Dahu Green from Westmore, Ohio. He's a big target at 6'4", 205, but that time lost his footing as he made his break to the outside. So a turnover on downs by the West, and the East will take over at its own 20-yard line.
There's that matchup we spoke about a little bit earlier on the outside for the West. Jalen McCleskey and Dahu Green are the receivers that are going to be targeted early and often. That time, Darrell Williams took care of Green, made a good play, made the play difficult to happen, and turnover on downs.
So first down from the 18-yard line for the East. And they've got a new signal caller in there as well, and they'll hand off on first down. And this is number 23, Rael Didle, on the carry from Benton, Missouri. He gains about a yard, and it'll bring up second down. Austin King from Georgia is now into the ball game as the quarterback, 6'3", 192 pounds. And it'll be second down and 8. Here for the East, going left to right in the second quarter. No score in the All-American Bowl. I formation, play action, rolling to the right is King. Still running, trying to find a receiver, won't find one, and he slides down at the 20-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about half of a yard, and it will bring up a third down and about 8.
Fans of North Carolina State, I think, are somewhat happy to see him slide in that situation. You know, the Wolfpack fans are waiting, for him to come and play at the next level, with King having committed there a while back. He's got some good tools, and I think you'll be able to see that over the course of the game.
Passing situation here, third down and 8. King out of the shotgun with a straight drop, 3 steps, loads one up across the middle. That's Spivey, bobbled and incomplete. And Jonas Spivey took a big hit at the end of that play from Brian Dawkins Jr., who's already got an interception, this time a pass breakup on third down, and it forces a punt for the East.
Like Brian Dawkins Jr. is in the running for early MVP honors here. He's making plays all over the field just like his pops did.
Yeah, he's got my vote in the early going. He has been causing some havoc back in the defensive backfield for the West, and the East will punt with Taylor Middlebrooks. Now, Middlebrooks has got quite a leg, and punting from his own 7-yard line, takes a perfect snap and gets away a high spiraling kick, angled towards the sideline, and a fair catch is called for and made by the West. Connor Biancani will call for the fair catch, and the West will start on offense again in their own territory at the 44-yard line. Second quarter action in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Alongside Sean Siglinski, I'm Ryan Castle, our entire crew for the Impact Football Network. And neither team has been able to score yet. The West has had the best shot at it. They've been in the red zone once, but a turnover on downs. And now for the West, we will have a third quarterback into the game. And, Sean, you might have to help me here. I believe this is Johnny Wiedmeyer.
Yes, it is Johnny Wiedmeyer.
Wiedmeyer it is. Into the ball game. Out of the shotgun, he'll take the snap, and he hands it off. This is Foster trying to bounce it outside, makes one guy miss, and finds the edge, and walks out of bounds up at the 47-yard line, but there is a penalty flag down on the field. And Foster showing some good elusive speed as he tried to bounce that out to the edge outside the numbers, but I believe he was aided by a holding. Well, if you are here scouting the offensive line for the West, you are a bit iffy on what you've seen so far. 3 holding penalties now have been called. And this will back the ball up deeper into West territory. Back up at the 37-yard line, so about a first down and 18 or so. Wiedmeyer out of the gun with a slot on both sides. Play action, straight drop, and he is buried. Back at the 27-yard line. No room to even breathe on that play as the East got there in a hurry, and that was Brandon Mayberry who made the blow back at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, unless the West figures this thing out on the offensive line, it could be a long day for the quarterbacks. I think the goal is to keep them upright, and the line's just not doing their job right now, plain and simple.
So now a second down and, well, forever. Back at the 28-yard line. Wiedmeyer out of the gun, will throw across the middle. That is caught That was the receiver just taking it away from the defensive back. Nico Lima, the 6'4" tight end from Camarillo, California, with a catch and the run up to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 12 there for Lima, and it'll bring up a 3rd and about 14.
Lima presents a big target, became a favorite of all the quarterbacks for the West during practice over the last couple of days.
And Wiedmeyer is throwing here a bit too tall for his intended target. And that was McCleskey over here on the near side. Nice defensive play made by Tanner Baird. And they break up that pass. It'll bring up a 4th and 15, and the West will be forced to punt.
Great play by Beard there. He's a local kid here from Texas. Jack of all trades type. If you were to line him up at running back, Ryan, I think he could go in there and get the job done and at least average 5 yards a carry. He figures he's best suited for defensive side of the ball today.
And let's get this punt in, and then we'll have the interview down on the field. Good spiraling kick here. And it will be taken at the 18-yard line. Bringing it back towards the middle is Spivey, and he's going to be spun down up at the 23-yard line. So about a 40-yard punt, 2-yard return. It'll be East ball, and Tom Clark is down on the sidelines with an interview.
We're here with Christian Gaylord. Christian, tell me, what's this all about tonight? Is it the pace of the game real quick out here tonight?
Yeah, my team and back in Kansas, we're more of a running team, not a really throwing team. But yeah, I got used to it because I've been to a bunch of camps in the past, and I'm used to it right now.
What's the experience like playing in AT&T Stadium here?
Oh, it's great because coming from a small town in Kansas and coming to a big bowl like this one, it's really special.
And I understand you've been selected for Nebraska.
Yes, sir. I committed to Nebraska last February, so I've been committed there for a while.
When do you leave for Nebraska?
June 8th, I think.
I'm sure your parents are proud of that, huh?
Yes, sir. We've been fans all our lives.
All right, guy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Christian Gaylord, 6'6" offensive lineman, headed to Nebraska. Number 71 for the East squad right now on the sideline. And for the East, here is a throw, and it is an incompletion. Austin King right now in at quarterback, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 3 coming up. So King is right now in at quarterback for the East, 6'3" from Alpharetta, Georgia. And he will bring his team to the line of scrimmage. The running back is Noah Johnson. 4 receivers and a running back on 3rd and about 2. And let's see here. I believe a penalty flag, false start is coming against the East, and that will turn their 3rd down try here into a much more difficult 3rd down and about 7.
Offensive line for the East has been doing a good job so far being disciplined. I think that's one of the strengths of the unit with TCU commit Josie Milton in the middle, Christian Gaylord on the outside, and Grant Bergolis on the inside. A lot of size up front. If they keep the ball on the ground, they should find success over time.
So here's the 3rd down play, 3rd and 7. King is standing, looking left, and that is incomplete. Intended for Kalen Taylor out of the backfield. That ball floated on King just a bit. And another 3rd down conversion try that is not successful for the East, and so Middlebrooks will come in and punt. Back deep for the West, Avery Anderson, who is also committed to Nebraska for the West, and Connor Bianconi is back there as well to receive the punt.
Look for a big boot from Middlebrooks here. He's been doing it the last 2 days in practice.
And this is a line drive end over end taken by Bianchini at the 35-yard line. And here he has a couple of blocks to midfield, 45, and lowers the shoulder at the 41-yard line and goes out of bounds. Well, that was an emphatic hit at the end of that big return. And the West will be set up nicely here into East territory at the 41-yard line.
California kid Connor Bianchini dishes out the punishment versus taking some. Doesn't come as a big surprise. He plays at Santa Margarita High in one of the toughest divisions, not only in California, but the entire state. So the level of competition and the speed of this game will be no surprise for him.
Bianchini, your prototypical tight end build. And he delivered the boom right there as he walked out of bounds. Big return. A 21-yard return. And a throw to the right side. This is caught. And I believe that's Bianchini who makes the catch down to the 35-yard line. Let's take a look at the number. Yes, that's right. Connor Bianchini with the catch to the 35. And right now in at quarterback, Brett Rippon is back in, the Boise State commit for the West.
If that name Rippon sounds familiar, his uncle is Mark Rippon, longtime NFL veteran, most notably with the Washington Redskins. Looks like his nephew is heading down a similar path.
Second and about 5, and they will hand it off here. And breaking through a couple of tackles and fighting for the first down is DeAndre Jackson II, 6-foot running back from Clearbrook, Texas. And they'll mark him about a yard short, brings up a 3rd down and 1.
Recruiting interest is picked up in Jackson. He's starting to get some looks from the Big 12 Conference. Could be a matter of time before he pops and gets that first offer and is on his way.
So here's another 3rd down for the West. Neither team has been very good at picking up 3rd downs so far in the game. 3rd and about 1. Jackson the running back, and Rippon will keep it himself. He's got the first down and more, brings it outside the numbers, inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. First down for the West. And we will go down to the sideline. Tom Clark with an interview.
Coach, I noticed a little trouble moving the ball tonight with your receivers. What's up with that?
Well, we're just having a few breakdowns, but I think as you'll see, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. We got a few tricks up our sleeve.
I noticed you got, what do you have, first and second group of receivers out there?
Yeah, we do. We have a complete first and complete second group.
Is your first group one of your go-to groups out here for this game?
What we've done, we split our receivers up in such a way that we have guys in both groups that we really like a lot and that we're going to use to try to get that ball to.
Is it something you're going to do at halftime to retool this thing to come out a little different?
No, I can't tell you that.
All right, Coach, we'll catch you later.
All right.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. 2nd down and 7 for the West here. Rippon is out of the gun with 2 running backs, and they will hand it off. This is Jackson, and he is slipping out of a tackle. Not Jackson, I beg your pardon. Devin Boyd, the carry from Tatum, Texas, with a first down carry inside the 20 to the 16-yard line.
Devin Boyd showing some nice burst to the outside, getting that ball up the field. However,
well, looks like another penalty here against the West.
I think we have some laundry on the field. Doesn't negate a good effort, though. It won't show up in the box score for Boyd. I think that's the reason why schools like Sam Houston State and North Texas are taking a long look at him.
What will show up in the box score is now 4 holding penalties against the offensive line for the West. That is certainly not what the coaching staff had in mind. Offensive line coach Tavita Ofenhingwe, I believe is how you say that, former NFL Cardinal and Jaguar. Play action here for Rippon, looking to the left, and that is tipped up and intercepted at the 15-yard line. Driston Self with the interception, running it back 40, sideline midfield, and he is brought down at the West 45-yard line. Driston Self off the deflection with the interception, and a return of 40 yards to the West 45-yard line.
Driston Self in the right place at the right time. Took the ball, looked upfield, had some blockers. It appears as if the East is in business.
Dangerous throw there from Rippon, and it was deflected and tipped up into the air for a waiting Driston Self, who, as you said, Sean, had some good blocking to the outside and a good return. And the East is set up, I believe, for one of the few times in West's territory at the 46-yard line. Adam McAfee will be the quarterback for the first time tonight. He drops back 5 steps, loads one up down the left side, double coverage incomplete. Intended for Dante Jones. He was double covered there. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and McAfee not shy to go to the air on his first play from scrimmage in the ball game. We're in the 2nd quarter of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, around 5 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter. Again, the clock that you see on your screen is not official. The time is being kept down on the field by the referee. But that is a rough estimation of how much time is remaining here in the first half. I formation, McAfee under center. And they will hand off here. The running back is Tyler Curtis, and he bounces it outside. Gets inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. That's a gain of about 2. And it brings up a 3rd down and 8. And the East has not been good on 3rd down so far in the game. But now Adam McAfee, the quarterback, 6'1" from Wharton, Florida.
McAfee, a good-looking prospect, starting to get some Division II, 3, and 4 interest. I could see him going into a program and making a difference.
He'll be in the shotgun on 3rd down and 8 with a slot on the left. He goes back 3 steps, now steps up in the pocket, avoids the pressure, and now goes down. Back at midfield, that was 57 Esteban Vigil, who made the sack back at the 50. McAfee goes down, and the East will have to punt.
Both defense doing a good job of making life difficult on the offense. It'll be interesting to see if one of these teams can break through. Kind of the feel of last year's game where it was slow to go, and then once the offenses started rolling, particularly for the West, that it changed things around real quickly.
Well, Sean, the 2 position groups I've been most impressed with have been the defensive lines. They have really gotten after the quarterbacks so far in the game. Here's the punt by Middlebrooks. It is not a good one. Straight up into the air. And it is going to take an East bounce and actually be killed by Middlebrooks at the 46-yard line. And, well, not the best effort there from Taylor Middlebrooks, but give him some credit. Heads-up play there to be there to not actually have that be a negative yardage on the punt.
Yeah, expect Middlebrooks to bounce back from that. He's really been he's really been kind of one of those standouts in practice. You don't expect that from a kicker or punter. But he's put it on a couple of exhibitions when we were working out over there at UT Arlington.
Yeah, and we got a chance to see him in warm-ups, and right before the East went to the locker room, he nailed a 52-yard field goal. So obviously haven't had a chance to see him put that talent to use yet, but hopefully we'll get to at some point tonight. Here is Ben Hicks back in at quarterback. He will hand off on 1st down. We have a penalty here on the play after a gain of about a yard. And this is in the vicinity once again of offensive holding. And nope, not holding this time. False start. And that's the 5th offensive penalty against the West in the game so far. They have not helped themselves out offensively. They've had the best opportunity to score. They have been on east side of the 50 now 3 times and been in the red zone once, but neither team has been into the end zone just yet.
I wouldn't want to be in that locker room with Mark McMillan in the West.
Now, that's not going to be a happy time, I don't think, if I had to guess.
Tongue lashings for everybody. But maybe it'll snap some sense into him, turn this thing around.
Here's a 1st and 15 snap. Hicks will throw. He's got some time, fires one to the right side, and that is caught at the 39-yard line. Getting a foot in bounds was Trinity Benson. Well, he's a good-looking receiver out of Louisville, Texas, 6 foot, 179 pounds. And that time, some good footwork along the sideline to haul that in.
Yeah, very disciplined, knew where he was on the field, and then Hicks delivered a strike.
12-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 from the East 39-yard line. Snap to Hicks, it's low. He picks it up off the turf, looks left, and throws it out to the left. It's incomplete. Trying to hit his tight end in stride there, Nico Lima. And incomplete will bring up a 3rd down.
Would have been a missed opportunity there had Lima coming up the sideline, a bit of a wheel route. Hicks misfired. Look for them to come back to that play, though, later on in the game.
In the West right now also with their big receiving target, Dahu Green, into the game. And he actually now comes to the sideline on 3rd down. Hicks coming to the huddle, relaying the play call, and they will come to the line of scrimmage, needing 3 yards for a 1st down. Out of the shotgun is Hicks with a slot on the right. That's Bianchi. And 2 running backs. Here's the snap. Hicks looking quickly to the left. That's caught by McCleskey. 1st down and more. 30, 25. Look out. Big play to the 21-yard line. goes Jalen McCleskey from St. Paul's, Louisiana. Boy, Louisiana has put out some really good receivers in the college football ranks over the years, and McCleskey might be the next. The Oklahoma State commit with a first down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, McCleskey with a nice play there. Does not very surprising.
And now Hicks will go to the end zone. That is incomplete. Intended for Benson, and that time, Sean, it was good coverage by Damian Baker of the East.
Baker with a nice play there, getting back to McCleskey. Another one of those apple doesn't fall far from the tree scenarios. His father, J.J. McCleskey, played in the NFL for a number of years. And having that type of influence around him growing up from the start has translated into some good things with him heading to Oklahoma State and Stillwater down the road. Perhaps beyond, like his father.
And Mike Gundy certainly going to be happy to have him, no doubt about that. As the Cowboys try to look to kind of rebuild there in the Big 12. They had a bit of a down year this year. Hicks will throw on 2nd and 10, and as he was being wrapped up, able to get it away, intended target was McCleskey, incomplete. And that will bring up a 3rd down and 10, and on the quarterback pressure that time, Logan Mason from Cheney, Kansas, providing the quarterback hurry there. So a 3rd and 10 from the East 22-yard line. Dahu Green is into the game at receiver, lined up to the left. In this formation, Tyler Nix, first time we've seen him into the game, is lined up wide to the right. And we will have a whistle and a stoppage of play here. And it is a timeout. Called by whom, I'm not really sure, but timeout on the field. We've got around 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half, and still no score, Sean, between either of these teams. The offenses have been slow to start, but the defense for both teams have played very well.
Yeah, not surprising in terms of what the East is bringing to the table. We've made mention of the defensive backfield. I believe Williams is doing his job on the outside, along with Baker, and I think that's creating opportunities for the defensive line to get up front, put pressure on the West quarterbacks, and you're really seeing, a struggling West offense, and hopefully Coach Mark McMillan can talk some sense to those kids and get things going.
Well, let's see what they draw up on 3rd down and 10 out of the timeout. Green and Nix are the receivers, 2 running backs on 3rd and 10. Hicks from a pistol formation, and no drop back, throws it out to the left, and that is incomplete. And the only receiver on that side was Green, and that was a bit too tall for him. It's going to be a 4th down, and now it looks like the West is going to try to put some points on the board with Lazaro Vasquez, their kicker. And Vasquez was hitting 40-yarders in warm-ups. This will be a 39-yard attempt. Jacob Lowry will hold. And the West trying to put the first points up on the board here in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. From the left hash, the West hurrying a guy onto the field here, trying to get him into position. Vasquez lining up the kick. The hold is down, the kick is away, it is low, it is a line driver, it is no good. Vasquez unable to connect from 39 yards away, and we remain scoreless in the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. The East and the West here from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. No score in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. That time, a bit of trouble between the deep snapper and the holder. The holder was Lowry, couldn't quite get the hold where he needed it to be for Vasquez, and that caused that kick to perhaps be pulled to the left. And now the West defense will go back to work, and McAfee will be the quarterback once again for the East as they start at their own 22-yard line. McAfee under center. Lone setback is Mason White. And he will get the carry on 1st down, trying to bounce it out to the left tackle, and a nice play made around the ankles, backing around the line of scrimmage. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was John Hendricks who came up as the safety to make that play around the ankles on Mason White. A loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 11.
Hendricks showed some nice explosiveness there, and they made the sure tackle.
Now McAfee from the gun. And the snap back, two-step drop, pressure off the edge, fires it across the middle, and that's intercepted. Avery Anderson, committed to Nebraska, returns it 20 to the 15. Anderson down the sideline to the 10-yard line. A penalty flag does fly in on the return, and Avery Anderson with a big play here. The interception against McAfee, and pending the penalty here, the West will be set up nicely deep in East territory. Now, I do believe this is probably going to be a block in the bag. We'll have to wait and see. No, they picked up the flag. So no penalty flag on the play, and the West will have the football at the 10-yard line, trying to go in and get the first score of the ball game.
Avery Anderson with a nice play. Heading into the game, defensive backfield was thought to be a strength of the West with David Lewis, Brian Dawkins Jr., Jordan Nelson, and then you see Avery Anderson right there, and that's just ringing true. They were expected to do well and have delivered thus far.
Now Johnny Wiedemeyer is into the ball game as the quarterback. Go play action on first down, pumping to the flats. Now across the middle, that's incomplete. And the intended target that time was Benson. He was covered up at around the goal line. It'll be second down and goal. So the West team cannot get a first down without scoring here. McCluskey will be lined up to the left in single coverage, lined up against Tanner Baird. Two running backs, a receiver, and a tight end. And Wiedemeyer looking across the middle. That's incomplete. Into double coverage that time. That was Nico Lima, the intended target. It'll be third and goal now. The West offense trying to repay its defense. Anderson with the interception and the big return down to the 10-yard line, but so far the West offense has yet to gain a yard on this possession. And looking at third and goal right at the 10 as the ball rests on the right hash mark.
With this type of field possession, it's imperative that you come away with points. I imagine offensive coordinator Arlen Harris would like 7. They have to settle for 3, give Vasquez a chance to atone for his earlier miss.
Wiedemeyer from the gun. Back 3 steps, looking to the left, and that is going to be incomplete. Looking for McCluskey, and it was a bit underthrown that time by Wiedemeyer. It brings up a fourth down, and Vasquez will come on to try a 3-pointer here. It's going to be about a 27-yarder from the right hash. And, missed a 39-yarder a moment ago. Once again, Jacob Lowry will be the holder. Vasquez from Silby, Texas. 27-yarder. This snap bounces in, and it'll have to be picked up and blasted back at the 20-yard line. Oh, they don't even get the field goal attempt off. That was Jordan McCann, listed as a defensive end from Ohio, who came in and blasted the holder there, and they do not get the attempt off.
I imagine that Coach McMillan was thinking about going for that on fourth down, wanted to give Vasquez another opportunity. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that situation later in the game.
And you feel bad for Vasquez there. That's in no way his fault. That snap rolled back to the holder. And now the East is back out there. This is probably at least their 6th or 7th possession of the first half. Neither team has been able to put it in the end zone or on the scoreboard yet. Here's a handoff on first down, and good penetration into the backfield. Noah Johnson got the carry, and he is bottled up in a hurry. And a couple of really big guys on that defensive line for the West making the stop. Josh Davis from Serra, California, one of the first on the scene. It'll be second down and 11, and a timeout is called on the field.
Not surprised that Josh Davis comes in and makes a play on that. It's about as tense as they come, always prepared. Really solid recruit, getting looks from San Luis, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Sacramento State. A school that gets him is going to end up being lucky.
Davis will now come off the field. Looked to be a bit shaken up on that play. And the coaches out onto the field instructing their players. This is obviously a great opportunity for these potential recruits to really soak in a lot of good knowledge from these coaches who have been around the block a time or two. And a 2nd down and 12 out of the timeout. Daniel Parr is back in at quarterback for the East, and he will pitch it on 1st down to Taylor, coming right to the 15, and good play there by Anderson to string that play along. Avery Anderson with a tackle, and a short gain there from Kalen Taylor will bring up 3rd down.
Avery Anderson making plays all over the field. Nebraska fans are going to like seeing that. Little glimpse of the future there.
Rick Rivera, the outside linebacker, also in on that stop. Timeout is called again here by the East. And at the 18-yard line, they'll be looking at 3rd down and 11. We're glad to have you with us on the Impact Football Network. Alongside Sean Siglinski, I'm Ryan Castle, our entire crew from AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. This is the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Now, Sean, help me out here. The next game that happens in Tampa Bay, that's also called the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Is that right?
Yeah, January 10th, we have the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl from Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game will be the North versus South, another collection of some of the nation's top players.
Here's a fumble. Trying to hand off to Johnson was Daniel Parr. The ball is loose at around the 17-yard line. And it looks like Johnson was able to fall back on it, but that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they tried to go on a bit of a delayed draw there to Johnson, and just some miscommunication on the handoff, and Middlebrooks will come into punt. We're under about a minute to play here in the 2nd quarter, roughly. Again, the time that you see on your video screen, not official. Middlebrooks trying to atone for the punt that he provided the last time out. Punting from his 4-yard line. Trying to flip-flop field position here. Takes a good snap, gets away a boomer. It's high, it's spiraling, and a fair catch is called for and not made. There's going to be a penalty flag here as the East picks up the football. You obviously can't advance that, but I believe this is going to be fair catch interference against the East. And if that's the case, winding down this first half, the West is going to have pretty good field position to start this next drive. Let's wait and see what the call is from our officials. But that was a much better punt that time from Middlebrooks. About a 45-yarder.
He was due for a big boot.
And the officials are going to mark off this penalty. It will be against the East. And it is a 15-yarder, gives the West the football at the 35-yard line of the East. Again, we're not entirely sure how much time is left, but I do know that the West has several of its timeouts remaining. And let's see if they can get it into the end zone, or at least a chance at perhaps another field goal try. And here's a fumble. The ball's loose, still loose. And it looked like the East recovered it at the 45-yard line. East football. Boy, and the turnovers continue here in this first half. We've had several interceptions, now a couple of fumbles. This one is lost. And right when it looked like the West was going to have a chance to go down and score, they fumble on the first play of the possession, and the East will get it at their own 45-yard line.
If I'm George Teague, you have to consider taking a shot down the field, perhaps give his quarterback a little extra time if that line could do its job. Maybe catch the West a little off guard here and see if a big play can materialize.
It'll be Daniel Parr, the Florida Atlantic commit, out of the shotgun from his own 45-yard line with a snap back 3 steps with some time, and to the left side, that is incomplete. At around the first down marker, the pass was intended to Dante Jones. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. The East breaking the huddle. The running back is Tyler Curtis. with 4 receivers. Spivey is lined up wide to the right. Second down from the 45 and 10 to go. Back to throw, and Parr across the middle. That's caught. That's well done. First down for the East into West territory, and that catch is made by Dante Jones, a little slant pattern across the middle, and that was very tight coverage, taking that ball away from the defensive back. And let's see here. A timeout is called by the West, I believe. No, the East. The official pointing the wrong direction, so timeout East. They've got the ball first down at the West 42-yard line. No score here in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, but the East, with a good completion there, they're moving it.
I like what Parr did there after missing Jones a few minutes earlier. Went right back to him, reestablished that connection and chemistry.
Jones is a good-looking player, 6'2" receiver from Lakota West, Ohio. Do we know anything about his recruitment adds to this point?
Yeah, he's headed to Indiana State, and I think the Sycamores are going to get a really fine player. Last year, Lex Sowards, who played in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, also ended up at Indiana State, so it seems like they're trying to build a pipeline.
So first down coming here for the East from the West 42-yard line. Parr out of the gun, takes the snap, straight drop, and able to wrestle his way out of a sack. Now flips it forward to Jones, and that is caught. He rolls out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Look at that heads-up play by Daniel Parr, avoiding a sack and getting positive yardage there to the West 35, and Jones was able to get out of bounds. Well, that was really well done. Parr and Jones establishing, as you said, a connection here. And we do have an injured player for the East back at around midfield. The training staff out quickly to attend to that player. I'll try to alert you as to who that is when we have that opportunity. We're winding down play here in the first half of the 2014 All-American Bowl, the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, presented by the Impact Football Network. And we will take a break here from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Our coverage will continue in a moment.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
It was number 79, Casey Hune, left tackle from Brookside, Ohio, the shaken-up player down on the field, and he is being helped off the field by a couple of the coaches, so our thoughts and prayers certainly to him. Certainly don't like to see that in an exhibition type of game such as this, but hopefully Casey will be okay as they take a look at him over on the sideline. And after that last completion to Jones, a second down and 3 for the East at the 35-yard line of the West. Trying to go down and score and get some points on the board here in this first half. Parr out of the gun. Snap back, straight drop with some time. Looking across the middle, steps up, fires, and that is picked off. Oh, that's really well done. Justin Thomas with the interception, stepping in front of that route. And the West with another interception here. Oh, that's really, really well done there by Justin Thomas of Goliad, Texas.
Justin Thomas is an interesting story. We talk about the combine system that the Blue-Gray football family provides. He had the opportunity to do some one-on-one work with Mark McMillan during a combine. He had him worked out for 2 hours. Justin Thomas really turned the corner, and you could see that preparation and workout with a one-on-one workout with former NFL player Mark McMillan paid off. Kid comes up and makes a big play on a very big stage.
Well, that was just a great job by him to jump that route. It looked like Parr was going to complete that pass. If he's able to do so, the East is going to have the ball at around the 10-yard line. Thomas with a big interception, and West will have the football back deep in their own territory, starting at the 13-yard line. And I believe this is Brett Rippon back into the game at quarterback. He will take the snap, he will drop back, look across the middle, and that is again tipped and incomplete. Ripon had a ball tipped and intercepted a bit earlier in the first half. This one is tipped and incomplete this time. That was intended for Nico Lima, the big tight end target across the middle. So 2nd and 10. Slot left here for Ripon. He'll take the snap and throws it out left. McCluskey is all alone up at the 16. And look at, no, this is Green, I beg your pardon. Dahu Green with his first catch of the game and brings it up across the 20 to the 25-yard line. First down for the West. I know we've
no
been
surprise to see those two connecting. They were roommates throughout this weekend, and it seems like they've been able to be on the same page ever since.
Trinity Benson coming into the game at receiver. Ripon will come to the sideline and get the play call here. We don't have much of an idea of how much time is left here in the second quarter. But, we thought we were under 2 minutes. Apparently that is not the case. Again, the time is being kept officially downstairs by the referee, so we don't have access to that information. But the West is going here. A second. Actually, this should be a 1st and 10 from the 25. Ripon will throw. Flips it out to the right. That is caught. And this is Jackson. He's got a first down and more up across the 35 and walks out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 15-yard pickup out of the backfield. Jackson with the reception.
Coaching staff from the West had nothing but good things to say about Jackson as well. Really knows what's expected of him, and he's made a couple of nice plays over the course of the first half.
And it looks like that concludes the first half. That completion to DeAndre Jackson. So, through the first 30 minutes of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, no score between the East and the West. Our coverage here on the Impact Football Network of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl will continue from AT&T Stadium in a moment.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until the secret that makes you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Back at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, along with Sean Siglinski, I'm Ryan Castle, our entire crew here at the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. And we're glad to have you with us on our coverage here on the Impact Football Network. Now, here at halftime, we believe that there is a kicking exhibition, a bit of a kickoff here between the kickers on both of these teams, and so they will be going back and forth and competing and taking kicks here. No score between the East and the West here at halftime, the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. We've had a lot of good and exciting defensive plays, and the offenses have struggled quite a bit in the first half, but the coaching staffs obviously will try and get that fixed at halftime. And now, Sean, try to explain to us exactly what is going to be happening here at halftime with the kickers.
What we wanted to do was a little kicking exhibition for Taylor Middlebrooks from the East and Lazaro Vasquez from the West. So what they will be attempting is a 42-yarder and then a 46-yarder. Kind of a kicker's challenge here. And both the first half we saw both of them quite a bit. We didn't anticipate Anticipate seeing him a lot in the first half. Oh, looks like it was right off the upright.
Yes, it was. Vasquez on his 42-yard attempt clangs it off the left upright. You kind of saw him hesitate there and kind of wait to make his approach to the football until he saw a good hold. He didn't see a good hold on either of his first 2 field goal attempts in the actual game in the first half. But here in the exhibition, getting a good hold. And now Middlebrooks, who really only punted in that first half. We did not see a field goal attempt. Will try his 42-yarder. Right in between the hashes. And he launches one, and that is going to be no good. That was more of a ground ball type effort there from Middlebrooks. That's been unlike him, Sean. You mentioned earlier that he looked very good in the combines and in the practices earlier this week.
Yeah, we saw him connecting, from 40-plus yards during pregame. This is a little bit different setting, maybe a few more eyes on him.
And now Vasquez will try his 46-yard attempt. Is a low hold, and he gets it away. It does not have the distance. It is no good. Now Middlebrooks will try again. And holding will be Adam McAfee, the quarterback from Wharton, Florida. 46-yard effort here for Taylor Middlebrooks from Parkview, Missouri. The hold is down. It is away. This is a much better effort, but it is going to be wide left. No good. So neither kicker able to get one through the uprights in this kicking exhibition, and now the teams will head off to the locker room. Well, Sean, what did you like out of that first half from both of these teams?
Daniel Parr looked good at times. He was able to move the ball, get to the ball on the outside to his wide receivers and make some plays also with his feet. However, there's a difference between looking good and production, and I think that's something that George Teague will address once he gets into the locker room. As for the West, really like what Ben Hicks did. He was, like you mentioned a little bit earlier, as a late addition to the game. However, the kid's smart. He knows what's expected. And I'm thinking that we're going to see some more points scored, or at least a couple points here in the second half. Look for Ben Hicks, Dahu Green to start working well together, along with Jalen McCluskey on the offensive side of the ball. And we'll see if the defense can put forth a good effort. Damian Baker and Darrell Williams in the secondary have done a good job thus far. We're looking forward to an exciting second half of football.
Should be a good one. We're glad you've joined us. Our coverage of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl from AT&T Stadium in Arlington will continue in a moment.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Whoa, 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 whoa. Can you feel the sun?
Back at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, home of the Dallas Cowboys, who tonight are up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, and right now currently leading the Philadelphia Eagles 21-7 in an NFC East showdown. But back here at their home, we've got the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl, the 2014 version, and we have no score between the East and the West. At halftime, you're getting a good shot at the crowd in tonight's ball game. A good number of folks have come out to enjoy this game and all of the fine talent from across the country on display here tonight in the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Alongside Sean Siglency, I'm Ryan Castle, our entire crew for the Impact Football Network. Our coverage of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American game will continue in a moment. Right now, halftime and scoreless.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Get your ass out of here. You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until our secret that will make you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Right now we got 2 more minutes of spots. So, when, how much longer until you're going to start the third quarter? Okay. We'll probably come back in 2 minutes. I'll say something else and then we'll take another break.
Ah, listen now. Can you hear the bluebird? Oh, look up now. Can you feel the sun? Whoa. 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 Can you feel the sun?
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Back here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, halftime at the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. With Sean Siglinski, I'm Ryan Castle. No score between the East and the West as you take a look at the crowd getting ready for the start of the third quarter that's coming up in about 5 minutes or so. We hope you'll stay with us as we take you towards the third quarter of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Once again, no score between the East and the West here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Our coverage of this game brought to you on the Impact Football Network will continue in a moment.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Get your ass suit. You're not dead here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until the secret that makes you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, what I've always wanted to be.
Bring this one. Oh, listen now. Can you hear the bluebird? Oh, look up now. Can you feel the sun? Whoa. 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 Can you feel the sun? Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Back here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl is scoreless at halftime as the West team has made its way back out of the locker room as we get ready for the start of the third quarter of play. Our entire crew here for the SportsGram Network, bringing this game to you on the Impact Football Network. We're glad to have you with us. Our second year covering this fine event. There will also be a second Blue-Gray All-American Bowl in Tampa Bay, Florida on January the 10th. That will be the North versus the South from Raymond James Stadium there in Tampa, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we will have an interview down on the field here in just a moment with our own Christina House. Awaiting that interview here in just a moment as the East has now emerged from the locker room. And we are now ready to go down to the field. No, beg your pardon. We'll be ready here in just a moment as Christina House tries to gather a coach and get that interview down on the field. And here we go. We're ready to go down to the field. Christina House.
Teague of the East team?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So far, it's been a pretty even battle. Can we expect any changes from you?
Yes, there will be a little bit of change, but not a whole lot. We're still going to stay physical. We're going to play great defense, but we'll adjust a little bit of things on offense to try to move the ball.
So far in the first quarter, or the first half, excuse me, has there been any standout players?
Yes, absolutely. We got some good guys playing up front on the line. We got secondaries playing really good. So I think that, look at that, he always got somebody playing. The main thing is what I see is a lot of guys are having a lot of fun, and they're getting after it.
All right. We'll see you out on the field, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Christina, thank you very much for that interview down on the field with the East coaches. And scoreless here at halftime as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. And, Sean, what do you expect to see differently from these offenses as we go to the second half?
We're talking about how Ben Hicks has been able to move the ball for the West. That's obviously something that's working, but maybe there needs to be a little bit more balance. Go to running backs like Devin Boyd. Landon Ventura ran the ball well when given the opportunity. I'd like to see DeAndre Jackson be involved a little bit more. Maybe establish the run, move the ball a little bit, and maybe that'll open up some things in the passing game. Like we said, like I said before, Hicks had some success, but maybe a little bit more balance is key for them. In terms of the East, Adam McAfee, I'm interested to see what he has to do. He's playing alongside two Division I level quarterbacks. I expect him to raise his level of play and deliver for them, and I look for Kalen Taylor to get off a little bit more at running back.
So we'll see if these teams run the football a little bit more. I think one of the reasons that they didn't run the ball as much as perhaps they wanted to in that first half, Sean, is that both defensive lines played very well for both teams.
Yeah, Travis Allen made a couple big plays for the East. You get a look at this kid. He looks like a bodybuilder. We call him Arnold Schwarzenegger Jr. because he's just put together. And you think to yourself, hey, is this guy, all muscle, or can he play? And he's shown some flexibility out there and made a big play. For the West, they have the playmakers in the defensive backfield with Anderson and Dawkins Jr. the Colorado connection coming up with a couple of picks. So defense across the board, I think, has played really well.
Yeah, it certainly has. Both teams have 2 interceptions defensively in that first half. Dawkins had an interception and another pass breakup. Anderson had a big interception and a good return to the East 10-yard line, but the West, a couple of times actually in the red zone, were unable to capitalize. One missed field goal, one field goal that never actually got off the ground on a bad snap, and a couple of opportunities wasted for the West deep in East territory. So we'll see if they can maybe make some adjustments offensively, trying to get something pushed into the end zone here in the second half. No score between the East and the West, and the West, I beg your pardon, will get the football first. And they will send T.J. Foster and Avery Anderson back deep to return, and Middlebrooks will kick it off for the East in the blue jerseys from right to left. This is Middlebrooks' first kickoff of the game. We'll get a chance to see what kind of leg he can put into this. And it is high, end over end. It'll be taken by Anderson short up at the 8-yard line. Here he comes up the middle to the 20, slips out of one arm tackle up to the 22-yard line. A return of about 14 yards there for Avery Anderson, 6-foot defensive back from Pine Creek, Colorado, who has committed to play for Nebraska. And Coach Mike Riley, who head coach there at Nebraska, coming over from Oregon State.
Yeah, we also have Christian Gaylord, another Nebraska commit on the other side of the ball, offensive lineman for the East. It's really cool to see the connection between the two kids, despite being on opposite teams in this type of environment. They're buddy-buddy, going through the host hotel, even before and after practices, exchanging jabs at one another. It seems like they've already built a great relationship, and that'll continue in college in Lincoln.
Ben Hicks will start the third quarter at quarterback for the West, and he will pitch it on first down. They'll go with the reverse to McCleskey, trying to set at the block, turns the corner, 20, 25, look out, he's got great speed up across the 40, and finally knocked out of bounds near the 44-yard line. Driston Self came across the field to make the tackle. And that was a well-designed play there and a big pickup for Jalen McCleskey.
Yeah, McCleskey is quick as they come. His nickname is Little Show, and I think you saw a little bit of that right there. Little showtime to his game and picks up a big first down. Let's see if West can keep this ball moving in the right direction.
It's a 22-yard gain on the first play of the third quarter. Hicks will hand it off. And coming behind the right guard, not a lot of room there. Half of a yard gain that time. And the running back there was Jacob Lowry, his first carry of the game from Winters, California, 5'10", 170 pounds. And he gains half of a yard up to the 44.5-yard line. Hicks coming over to the sideline and getting the play call. So really what both quarterbacks, or all of the quarterbacks in the game so far have had to do is come to that sideline to get the play call. Now obviously these players all coming from different types of systems. We heard from Christian Gaylord earlier that his team up in Kansas primarily likes to run the football. It's been of a different type of an offense here in this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Here's a quick throw out to the left, and that is caught up at midfield. Forward progress to the 50. And Tom Clark is waiting down on the sideline. He is standing by with Driston Self.
We're here with Brett Rypien. Brett, it seems like it's a big offensive and defensive battle out there. Is the secondary just giving you a tough time?
Yeah, we couldn't really get anything going in the first half. Probably a little bit of miscommunication with us, just having 2 days of practice. But, we definitely felt like we had some things that were going to work, and, we're just going to come out and try to execute in the second half.
Did you talk to some of your receivers during the halftime? Get a chance to talk to them about setting up some routes?
Yeah, we talked a little bit, maybe some hand signals if we can check if we get something that we don't like or things like that. But, I think we're ready for the second half, and put up some points would be nice.
Well, it looks like y'all are moving the ball now. Are you going to get back in this set?
Yeah, I will. I'll get back in a couple sets. It's not my turn right now. We're switching off every series, so.
All right, we'll let you get back at it. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Brett Rypien down on the sidelines for the West squad. Here's a fourth down, and Vasquez will punt. Bad snap, and he's going to get this one away. That's well done there by Vasquez, and it's going to take a great West roll inside the 5-yard line. The West will down it at the 1. A 56-yard punt by Vasquez, no return, and he did well just to get that thing off after a bad low snap. Was able to avoid the pressure and get away a low-line driver that goes 56 yards on a hop and downed inside the 1-yard line. That's where the East will start.
Nice awareness by Vasquez, the way he is on the field. And then to get the ball, gets a generous bounce. Pepe Villasenor worked with the special teams unit for the West. They had them in position to make a play down at the 1-yard line, and the East starts from underneath its own goal posts.
Yeah, it looked for a second the East was going to let that ball go into the end zone, but they were able to down it at the 1. And let's see if we can figure out who's at quarterback here. It's Austin King for the East. They're going to pitch it to Taylor. He barely gets out of the end zone and gets up to around the 4-yard line. Penalty flag, though, does fly in on the play, and this looks like it might be in the vicinity of an offensive holding. And no, I beg your pardon, it is against the defense. It's a personal foul face mask. And that is a very costly penalty here against the West. That moves the ball from, well, inside the 5-yard line. This is going to give the East some breathing room and move it out to around the 20, actually to the 21-yard line, and it'll be an automatic first down.
Interesting sequence there. Taylor looks dead to rights in the end zone. Appeared that West was going to get a safety. Managed to get it out to close to the 10-yard line, and the penalty really gives a switch in some field position.
So Taylor the deep back, King under center. First down, right to left at the 21-yard line. There's the snap. King on a delayed draw to Taylor. He slipped out of one tackle, and this guy is really speedy. He comes across the 25 and up to the 29-yard line. That's a gain of 7 there for Kalen Taylor, the running back from Christian Brothers, Missouri.
Yeah, that was a good get for Army to land a commitment from Taylor. I heard Louisville is coming on, or excuse me, not Louisville, Illinois is coming on strong for him. but it seems like he's destined for some success at the D1 level.
So it'll be 2nd down and about 2 after the 8-yard pickup for Taylor. He was little used in the first half, but effective when he was in there. And he'll be the deep back once again. King will take the snap. He'll hand it to Taylor again, and he barrels his way forward for a 1st down up across the 32-yard line. And Taylor with a strong run. He's not a very big player, 5'8", 170, and he might not be that, but he is very shifty there in the backfield. That time showed some patience to find the hole.
East coach George Teague is riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Taylor's producing right now.
So a 1st down play here from the East 33-yard line. And now King will back up in the gun. Slots on both sides, and he'll drop back to throw. Here comes the pressure quickly off the edge, and King will escape the pocket and slide down up and around the 39-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup there for Austin King, and a good job there, Sean, to use his feet to escape a collapsing pocket and pick up some positive yards.
Yeah, good decisive move, and at that point in the heat of the moment, and instincts take over, and he starts to scramble. The end result is a positive play.
So a 2nd down and about 5 coming up here, maybe 4. King will come under center. Curtis is the deep back, and they'll go play action, rolling to the right. King on the run, man open, but the pass is dropped and incomplete. Stephen Benedict was the intended receiver from Arnold, Florida, and it will bring up a 3rd down and about 4.
Benedict normally sure-handed. Wouldn't be surprised to see King go back to him in this series, establish that confidence once again between the two.
Oh, Tyler Curtis right now in the game at running back. David Borquez has come on for the first time. He's at receiver, lined up to the right in a 4-receiver set. King out of the gun on 3rd down and about 4. The snap is back, some protection across the middle. It's incomplete. It's intended for Dash Cameron, receiver from Nebraska, and unable to connect there was Austin King. So time to punt once more for the East.
Nice play by Rick Rivera at the 2nd level. Linebacker got his hands up in the air and made it difficult for that pass to be completed.
Yeah, Rick Rivera, number 40, has had a great game for the West. Outside linebacker from Del Rio, Texas. We've got a lot of players from Texas playing in this game for the West. And here are some penalty flags before the snap back to Middlebrooks. Let's see if this is against the defense. It's not. It's a false start. But had that been against the defense, it would have been a 1st down. But a false start will move it back, make it 4th down and 9 from around the 34-yard line. So Middlebrooks back to punt. Anderson and Bianchini is back to take the punt. And this is a boomer. End over end. Bianchini takes it, muffs it. It's loose. And Bianchini able to fall back on it at around the 21-yard line. You see him there, Sean, pound the football into the turf in frustration. He knew he had a chance to possibly return that for a big play, but unable to corral the punt.
Yeah, not happy with his initial touch on the ball. He was still able to recover, and West retains possession.
Now, Bianchini, we talked about him a couple of times in the ball game. Connor is 6'2" from Santa Margarita, California. Has made a couple of big plays for the West. He reminds me a lot of Mike Evans, has a similar type of build. In fact, earlier I called him a tight end. He looks like he could be a tight end, but very big build and very quick. Here's a dump out into the flats. This is caught by Devin Boyd, and this play is going backwards. The East is there in a hurry, and they bury Boyd into the ground back at around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Damian Baker in on that play. Sensed what was coming on with that screen to the outside. Drove upfield, met Boyd one-on-one. Play resulted in a big loss for the West.
And Chidera Sibidou was also in on that stop from Ewing, New Jersey. How do you like that pronunciation?
Outstanding job. You nailed it.
6'1" defensive tackle. He's a big fella there in the middle for the East. 2nd down and about 17. And they will pitch it to the left side. This is DeAndre Jackson, who will pick up some of the lost yardage back to the 20. Johnny Wiedmeyer is right now into the game as the quarterback. It'll be 3rd down And about 13 coming up.
West not finding much success running the ball up the middle. It seems like they're trying to work the edges with limited success so far. Perhaps that'll change.
Wiedmeyer is coming to the sideline, gets the play call. He's right now the quarterback. Brett Rippon will be in on the next series. Ben Hicks was in on the first series. Those three rotating for the West. And now a 3rd down and 13. Obvious passing situation here for Wiedmeyer. 4 receivers and a running back, and the snap is back. They will go in a delayed draw, though, to Jackson. Makes one guy miss, gets up to the 25 and up to the 27-yard line before the tackle is made there by Damian Baker. Short of the first down, it'll bring up a 4th and 5. And let's see what the West elects to do here. They have gone for it once in their own territory. And I believe it looks like Wiedmeyer will stay in the game to punt here. He will back up into punt formation. And back deep for the East will be Darrell Williams, safety from Jefferson City, Missouri. Still no score here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the punt by Wiedmeyer, and it is angled towards the sideline. It will hop out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a 33-yard punt, no return. East football at their own 45-yard line, no score here about midway through this 3rd quarter. Again, 8:34 up on the clock. However, that is not an official time. The official time is being held down on the field, and we are not privy to that information. But we estimate that somewhere around 8 minutes and 34 seconds remain in this 3rd quarter. Now for the East, they will have Elza Evans and Tyler Curtis in at running back. Evans is actually the fullback in front of Curtis. And they will hand off to Curtis. Coming left, he's found a hole into West territory. A 1st down carry there for Tyler Curtis. Brought down from behind there by Nick Zalco, the linebacker. But an 11-yard pickup for Curtis and a 1st down to the West 43-yard line.
Yeah, Evans creates some space at the line of scrimmage with a nice block. Curtis follows him through the hole. 11 yards later, East is on the west side of the field.
And now Rael Didell will be the running back from Benton, Missouri. He's the deep man. There's the snap. King is still in there at quarterback. He gives to Didell, and he is blasted. In the backfield, the play made by the West, that was R.J. Robisky, defensive end from Vista Marietta, California. 6'1", 215-pounder. And that time he blasted right through the A-gap and got to the ball carrier.
Yeah, quick feet by Robisky. Got into the backfield and created some havoc there.
So a loss of 3 there on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 13. Again, King will be under center, 2 receivers. A tight end in this formation as well. And he will go with a straight 7-step drop. Now flushed out to the right. Good blocking by the offensive line. And King will just toss the ball down the field out of bounds. Well outside the pocket, so no intentional grounding. Brings up 3rd down and 13.
There's that West defensive backfield again. Anderson, Lewis, Dawkins Jr. doing a good job back there. Jordan Nelson as well.
Yeah, that is 4 really good players back there for the West. Anderson and Dawkins already have interceptions. Lewis and Thomas have a couple of pass breakups. Thomas had an interception as well late in that first half. Here's a 3rd and 13. King out of the gun with his drop back, and this is going to be a false start. King started his drop back and was anticipating the snap before it came. And this will turn 3rd and 13 into 3rd and 18. So the East huddling up. They now have the ball at their own 49-yard line. They need to get all the way to the 33 for a 1st down. 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back. Out of the gun is King with a straight drop. Steps up in the pocket and has a man open. That is Spivey. He makes the catch at the 39-yard line, but brought down short of the first down. We do have a penalty flag that flies in very late near the tackle on that play. Jonas Spivey, the Mississippi State commit. Dan Mullen going to be very happy to have him on campus. And let's see what the penalty will be here. It is against the West. It's going to tack on some yardage to the end of the run. And it's going to be a first down for the East. They're going to have their deepest penetration into West territory of the night. And the NC State commit Austin King leading the charge here for the East. First down at the West 24-yard line. Under center is King, and he will hand off. Coming straight at the middle, Taylor. Big burst through the hole. Inside the 15, down to the 14, and now they say the 13-yard line. First down carry for Kalen Taylor right up the gut.
Taylor may not be very big, but he sure finishes strong.
He has a great first burst through the hole right there. He'll be the deep back here on 1st and 10 at the West 13-yard line. King under center. Spivey lined up to the right. They will hand it off to Taylor, and he starts right, tries to cut back left, and he is stood up at the line of scrimmage by Matt Morris, a linebacker from Bernie Champion High School in Texas. Linebacker at 6'1", 210 made the tackle there. Loss of 1 for Taylor on that play. Third quarter of this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. We are still scoreless. The East has its best scoring opportunity of the game. Second down and 11 at the 14-yard line of the West. Taylor's the deep back. King under center. They'll take the snap and go play action. Roll to the right on a naked bootleg. Throw to the 5-yard line is incomplete. And good coverage there on the play by the West. That was intended for Connor, I beg your pardon, 82 Troy Frobean. Their tight end, 6'2", from North Carolina.
It appeared as if King was looking for Spivey in the corner of the end zone. Dawkins Jr. with the good coverage as secondary receiver. Still is not able to make the connection.
And this might be a 4-point play right here for the East. Third down and 11. The running back will be Noah Johnson. King will be in the gun. Third and 11. They need the 4-yard line for a first. King straight drop. Pressure. Rolls to the right with some time. Looking. Throws on the run to the end zone. Incomplete. And the West defensive backs continue to swallow up these receivers for the East. That was Dawkins on the coverage. It'll be 4th and 11, and Middlebrooks will come on and try and give us some points in this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. So Middlebrooks will have his first field goal attempt of the ball game. This will be a 31-yard attempt from the right hash, and timeout is going to be called by the East prior to the kick. So both kickers have been shaky in this game. Vasquez has had a miss, and then also another field goal that, well, really wasn't his fault. It was a bad snap back to the holder. The Middlebrooks has had a strange punt, to say the least, and now he will try his first field goal of the game. Middlebrooks, who showed well in practice this week, 6'1" from Parkview, Missouri, and showed well in warm-ups as well. He had a 52-yarder that he smacked through the uprights before the ball game tonight. And this will be a 31-yard attempt from the right hash. Adam McAfee, one of the quarterbacks for the East, will be the holder. Middlebrooks trying to give East the lead with about 5 minutes to go in the third. The snap is bad. It is put on the tee. Middlebrooks with plenty of juice, and he nails it. It is good. The East leads here in the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. The East 3 and the West nothing. A 31-yard field goal is good by Taylor Middlebrooks. That was a good job there by the holder, McAfee. Not a good snap again by the snapper, but McAfee did his best to get that one on the tee, and Middlebrooks right there, Sean, looking very good on that effort.
Yeah, Middlebrooks does a good job staying focused, ball to foot, put the pigskin through the uprights. Interesting, I was talking to him a little about recruiting at practice this week. He says that Rice is coming on strong, so that could be a good fit for him with a leg like that and his ability to also serve as a punter, as a dual threat. He brings some value.
So the West squad will now get the football, trailing for the first time in the game. That was the first points put up of this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Taylor Middlebrooks, a 31-yard field goal at around 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Again, the time that you see on our scoreboard is not entirely accurate. We are trying our best to make it accurate, but the official time is being held down on the field by the officials. And now Middlebrooks will line up the ensuing kickoff. Here it comes, high end over end. This is a boomer. Sends Anderson back 2 yards deep in the end zone. He'll bring it out to the 10, to the 15, and brought down across the 20 up at the 21-yard line. Wonderful open field tackle there made by Elijah Scholar, or Scholar, I should say, linebacker from Kentucky. Speaking about linebackers from Kentucky, there's a good one that's going to announce his commitment in this coming week. Rick DeBerry, 5-star athlete, linebacker from Kentucky, will announce where he will play college football this week. Another very good linebacker here in the state of Texas will announce his commitment on Friday, Malik Jefferson. And here's a first down handoff. Brett Ripon back into the game at quarterback, and he hands off, and that goes nowhere. The East is there in a hurry. Nick Rupp from Ontario, Ohio, made the tackle, as that was Ventura who got the carry, and he lost a couple. So the West trying to respond to the East field goal. This drive not off to a good start. The first play going backwards. And now Ripon ripping out of the pistol, and he will hand off to Ventura coming right. Got a good block over there on the edge by Bianchini, but Ventura bottled up quickly thereafter and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That time the linebacker for the East, Michael Stanley from Missouri, able to make the tackle. And Sean, it seems like we've called a lot of kids' names from Missouri tonight. That's not necessarily known as a hotbed for high school football, but they've got a lot of talent in this game tonight.
Yeah, we go to combines to close to 20 different places all over the country. One of them is at St. Joe's, Missouri, where we work out at the Kansas City Chiefs training facility, and that's where you've seen a lot of players come from. You know, the Missouri, Kansas area. They came out, did well, earned their way onto this field at AT&T Stadium tonight.
And look at Nick Rupp, big number 57, again with a sack. And the West will go 3 and out after the East field goal and be forced to punt. Johnny Wiedmeyer, who is out there punting for the West, will come on. Well, a great defensive play there by the East. Their defensive line has been very tough in this game so far. And now Wiedmeyer will punt from his own 1-yard line. Gets a good snap, gets away a high spiraling kick. And the East will let this bounce. It takes an East bounce back upfield and will be killed by Devin Boyd on special teams at the 47-yard line. So good starting field position for the East, up 3-0 here towards the end of the third quarter of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Alongside Sean Saglinski, I'm Ryan Castle. We're glad to have you with us here on the Impact Football Network. And our coverage of this very fine event from AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Interested to see if the East sticks with the ground game. They had some success with Kalen Taylor, maybe bringing in Elza Evans and Tyler Curtis, see if they can keep that ball moving on the ground.
Adam McAfee is under center, and he will hand off. Curtis, big hole up the middle. Makes one guy miss at the 35. And a big carry here for Curtis. Deep into West territory to the 33-yard line. 14-yard pickup for Tyler Curtis and a first down. Or Evans, I beg your pardon, that is. Elza Evans, 22 from Lebanon, Missouri. Evans has played some at fullback, some at running back. That time he got the carry and got a big gain.
Yeah, showing some good versatility, getting behind those big boys up front. Josie Milton, Grant Bergolas, and Christian Gaylord. Those are some good holes for these running backs to get through.
And now Curtis will get the carry, being led by Elza Evans, and Curtis will gain a couple to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Jordan Nelson coming up from his spot in the secondary to put a licking on the running back on that play.
The West defensive backs have played very good in this game. The East defensive line has played very well, and the defenses in general have played spectacularly in this game so far. Jonas Spivey is lined up wide to the right. I formation for the East, 2nd down and about 8. And the handoff comes here to Evans. He hurdles one defender at around the line of scrimmage and gains maybe a yard to the 30. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Number 98 for the West in on the stop. That's Josh Davis. Called his name a couple of times tonight. Also down there on the defensive line for the West is Dahu Green. I believe that is. No, that's 95. I beg your pardon. R.J. Robisky.
California connection there, both players using this stage as an opportunity to put their name out of the national level, and so far so good as we're winding up things here in the 3rd quarter.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. The East 3 and the West nothing. We'll come back for the 4th quarter after this.
Smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this. They are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Three to nothing is the score as we go to the 4th quarter. That's not the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the 4th quarter of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Alongside Sean Siglinski, I'm Ryan Castle. The East with a football and a 3-0 lead as we start the 4th. A 3rd down and 8, and McAfee will be from the gun. He takes the snap, looks left, and has a completion and a first down inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. That catch and run made there by Dante Jones, who has really put on a performance at the wide receiver position for the East squad in this ball game. And here he comes up with a big 3rd down reception and a first down.
Heading into the game, we thought Jonas Spivey would emerge as the #1 receiver. And while he hasn't done a good job, Dante Jones has taken advantage of his opportunities, and McAfee delivers the ball on time and in the right spot there.
McAfee will now come under center. First down at the 16-yard line of the West. There's the snap and the handoff, and this is Rael Didell on the carry, and he's not going to get a lot. Brought down near the line of scrimmage by Mitchell Riley from Arizona, linebacker at 6'1", making the stop after no gain.
Mitchell Riley and Nick Zalco, both kids from Arizona, come in here and played well this evening. Very impressed with the two of them.
Both teams have struggled in the red zone. The East have been there a couple of times, and they had to settle for a field goal there last time. Spivey is to the right in single coverage. They will go play action. Rolling to the right is McAfee, and he throws it on the run, incomplete. A lot of traffic over there on the right side. Couldn't exactly tell who that was intended to. I believe it was Spivey, but there was another receiver there in the area as well, Quentin Jenkins Jr. It falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 10.
Jenkins did a lot of nice things in practice this week from the East Coast. Impressed several of the coaches in attendance. Seems like he has plenty of upside.
So a 3rd down here at the 16-yard line. They need to get to the 6 for a first. Spivey again to the right. No help over the top from the safety. McAfee under center, and they'll hand off on 3rd down, and this isn't going anywhere. Dydell is hit in a hurry back in the backfield. And the West getting there quickly. That was 59 who made the stop, Carl Williams III from Humble, Texas. And a loss on the play of 3 back to the 19-yard line. Will bring up 4th down, and Middlebrooks will come on to try another field goal. Had a 31-yard make a little bit earlier in the 3rd quarter. And this will be a 36-yard attempt from the left hash. McAfee will hold. It's a bad snap. He gets it on the tee, though. Middlebrooks has plenty of juice, and this one is no good. He pushed it to the right.
If there was ever a time where the West needs to take advantage and get a shift of momentum, it's right now.
So Middlebrooks missing from 36 yards with 12:55 to play in the game. Our score remains East 3 and West nothing. And give credit to both defenses keeping these very highly touted offensive players from reaching the end zone in this ball game. They have played very well, and you have to give them a lot of credit. 3-0 is our score. It'll be West ball, 1st and 10, right to left at the 20-yard line. And this is Ben Hicks back into the game at quarterback. They'll go on a delayed draw here. This is Jackson on the carry up to the 25-yard line. DeAndre Jackson the second. And he will gain 5 yards up to the 25-yard line. 2nd down coming up. Well, Ben Hicks has, by both of our estimations, been the most productive quarterback out there for the West in the game. This time he's hit as he throws, and it is incomplete, and Hicks took a smack there from big number 70, Brandon Mayberry from Central Park Hills, Missouri. Another Missouri kid on the defensive side of the ball, and Mayberry delivered a punishing blow there to bring up 3rd and 5.
Hicks a little slow to get up. Looks like he's going to be okay overall, but tackle's got to do a better job of protecting his backside on that play.
Jalen McCleskey into the game. The Oklahoma State committee's had a couple of catches in this game, but not a lot of big plays. Let's see if they try to get him the football here on 3rd and 5. 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Hicks is out of the gun. And the snap hits him in the face, bounces up. He is able to corral it, flips it out to the left. That is bobbled and now caught and brought down short of the 1st down. Jacob Lowry, the running back, out of the backfield with a catch. Brought down 2 yards short of the 1st down, and that is pending a penalty flag that is lying in the backfield. And it appears this is going to be against the defense. Well, let's see here. Did they pick up the flag? Because they're not stepping anything off. Either that or the defense declined the penalty to set up 4th down. The East believes that the West is punting. It looks like they are with Johnny Wiedmeyer into the game. That is their typical punter. So 4th and 2, and the West appears to be punting. Wiedmeyer from his own 16 takes a snap. and gets away a pretty good kick. Backing up is Spivey. He'll take it on a roll at the 27-yard line. Runs into his own guy. Now reverses field 30. Look out, big play here, 35-40. And a nice open field tackle made by Rivera. Otherwise, Spivey might be gone.
Rivera's having himself a game. He's got a little swagger about him, too. Spivey looked to have some open space. Rivera closed it down, waved the Dikembe Mutombo finger like as this to say, not in my house.
Spivey, the Mississippi State commit, with good speed in the open field. That time, though, Rivera had the answer. But the East does have good starting field position at their own 44-yard line, up 3-0. We've got about 11.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Again, that time that you see is not official, but it is pretty close. Our own Steve Glenn doing a pretty good job over there as our clock operator. And this is McAfee under center, and we're going to have an encroachment penalty here coming against the West. And into the neutral zone there was Carl Williams III. So the encroachment penalty moves the ball up to the 49-yard line, brings up 1st and 5. Right now it is Adam McAfee in at quarterback, the Florida product. He'll be under center. Kalen Taylor is the running back. The East has had some good success running the football. Here's a broken play, and McAfee's going to be taken down from behind. Williams atoning for that play. Actually, I believe that was Brent Rayford, 56, from Langham Creek, Texas, who came off the left side there and was able to track down McAfee from behind.
Yeah, Rayford showed some good explosiveness off the edge. Once that play wasn't ran the right way, he hunted down McAfee from behind.
So a 2nd down and 8. That was a 3-yard loss there. It winds up not being so bad thanks to the offsides penalty. Taylor is again the deep back. McAfee under center, and this time they'll hand it off, and Taylor bounces it outside. Nice cut up the field across the 50 to the 49-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 3 coming up. A good 5-yard run there from Kalen Taylor, and he has really impressed me in this game. Army is going to be happy to have him on campus if they're able to secure his letter of intent come February.
Yeah, when Taylor sees a hole, he makes a decisive cut and keeps going north and south.
So the East will come to the line of scrimmage. The fullback is Noah Johnson. Taylor the deep back. 2 receivers in this formation. 3rd down and about 3. And here's the handoff to Taylor on a counter, trying to sweep it out to the outside. He will fight for the 1st down. He will come up short. Good job by the West there. Rick Rivera made the tackle. They strung that play along to the outside and was able to get Taylor.
Let's see what George Teague does on this play, coach for the East.
It's going to be 4th down and about a yard, maybe a little less than a yard. Boy, wouldn't this be a great area of the field for possibly a fake punt? The ball's at about the 46. They're going to bring the ball back to the hash mark. And I don't believe they're going to measure it. They're going to call it 4th. The East huddling up near their bench. And let's see what they decide to do here. I would imagine, Sean, with the way they've been able to run the football and that offensive line has been able to create some space, they're going to go for it here.
Yep.
McAfee will be under center. Taylor is the running back in the eye. And they try to draw the West offside. They aren't able to do it, and McAfee will call for timeout. So timeout called by the East. About 9:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. And the East with a 3-0 lead over the West in this 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. Glad to have you with us here on the Impact Football Network. Big play coming up out of this timeout. Let's see what the East decides to do here. They've got it 4th down and less than a yard at the West 46-yard line. They've been running the football well in this second half and certainly have the capability with several good running backs to pick up a yard. Let's see what they decide to do here. They will leave the offense onto the field.
I think it's a good call by George Teague.
I agree.
Yeah, running the ball effectively. Why not go for it?
Got the lead. West hasn't really been able to move the football in this game. Taylor will be the running back. Johnson in front of him as the fullback. They'll hand it to Johnson, and he pushes forward for the first down to the 45-yard line, move the sticks, and give the East a fresh set of downs. So first down there, and a good play call there by George Teague. Just give it to the big fella up inside, and Johnson got about half of a yard, which is all he needed. Now McAfee will come under center. Let's see if this opens up their offense a little bit here. Evans will be the deep back, and they'll pitch it to him. Lead block there by Curtis, and Evans finds the edge inside the 45, across the original line of scrimmage for maybe a yard gain on that play. Brings up a 2nd down and 9.
Rick Vera in on the stop again. The kids all over the field, sideline to sideline.
Carl Williams III also in on that stop. He now comes to the sideline, takes his helmet off, and takes a seat on the bench. And the East huddling up, getting ready for a 2nd and 9. Taking some precious time off the clock here. About halfway through this 4th quarter. McAfee out under center, and they will hand it off, and a big hole here for Curtis. Closes pretty quickly, though. The West able to corral him. Sage C.A. made the tackle from Nederland, Texas, after a 2-yard gain.
Nice play by Sage C.A. right there. McNeese State commit. Controlling things from the middle of the defense at the linebacker spot. Came up, filled that hole really quickly.
And now a big play here, 3rd and 6. You would imagine here, this is probably 4-down territory. I'd probably like to see East keep it on the ground here, see if they can pick up 3 or 4 yards, make it a manageable 4th down. Evans the deep back, and they'll hand it to him on a delayed draw. He comes straight up the middle to the 40, and that's it. Gain of a yard. It'll bring up a 4th down and 5, and now a very interesting decision here for Coach George Teague. You're looking at about a 57-yarder. That's probably out of the realm of possibility. And it might be too close to the end zone to punt, so it looks like they're going to try to go for it here on 4th and 5. Big play here for the West defense. They're down by 3. They need to get off the field.
Look for number 14, Dante Jones, to be involved in this play. He was reliable in the first half.
McAfee from the gun, 4th and 5. They set up the screen, right side, caught Curtis. Penalty flag flies. Curtis is going to be brought down, so unless this is a defensive penalty, this is a turnover on downs by the East. And if I and a bunch of other people had to guess, this is probably going to be holding. There are 2 flags down, however, one around the line of scrimmage, one other over on the far side of the field. Now, whether those are for the same thing, I'm not sure. Let's see. Offsides against the defense. That is declined. Face mask against the defense. That will be accepted, and it will be an automatic 1st down. Oh, my goodness. So that West had him stopped on a 4th and 5. A face mask will prolong the drive and give the East a 1st down deep inside West territory.
That's a costly penalty.
That is not what Coach Mark McMillan wanted from his squad. They're down by 3. They've got to get the football back. You're about 6.5 to play in the game. And now the East will have a 1st down at the 25-yard line, trying to go in and score.
Bend but don't break. Defense has to apply here for the West.
McAfee under center. Didell the running back. Play action, rolling to the left is McAfee. And he'll throw it on the run. That is going to be caught. Nice catch. Ball thrown a bit behind the receiver there, but it was hauled in. And that was Troy Frobein, the tight end, who made the catch. That's a 9-yard pickup, brings up second down and short.
Good job of McAfee keeping the ball, the play alive with his feet, and then finding Frobein for the nice pickup.
The ball at the 16-yard line. McAfee again will come under center. Lined up wide to the right is David Borquez. Didell, the running back, they'll give it to him on second and short. He'll pick up the first down and more to the 10-yard line as he moves the stack. Oh, that was good blocking. That was right behind the right tackle, Conrad Santon, who led the way for Didell to a first down to the 10-yard line.
Didell with a nice run there. George T keeping his running backs fresh regardless of who he puts in there. The yardage is totaling up.
Yeah, he's really done a good job rotating that stable of running backs he has. We've seen Didell, we've seen Evans, Curtis, Taylor, a couple of others as well. Didell is in there right now.
Mason White doing a good job when his numbers called, that running back as well.
McAfee on a delayed draw this time to Didell, and the West has this sniffed out pretty well. Tackle made on the play there by Jordan Nelson, the free safety. No gain. It'll bring up second and 10.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. That clock keeps running as the East keeps the ball on the ground. Might as well. The West has shown nothing, no signs of stopping it actually.
Yeah, under 5 now to play, we believe, here in the fourth quarter. Again, that time is not official, but it is close. Ball at the 11-yard line, second and 10. Didell, the running back. Borquez is lined up to the right. In an I formation, here's the snap, and again the handoff to Didell. He'll try the left side this time, and like a knife through hot butter, able to find a lane through the left tackle and guard for a couple. Gain of about 4 there will bring up a third and 6.5, close to 7. They can get a first down here without scoring. That would be at around the 1.5 yard line. Let's see if they keep the ball on the ground here, keep that clock winding. Taylor is the running back. They give it to the fullback here, and he's going to slide down inside the 5 to around the 4. Johnson with a carry. Going to be brought down a couple of yards shy of a first down, and it looks like Middlebrooks is going to be called upon to try and double the lead here for the East with a field goal try.
McAfee doing a good job of being disciplined, keeping the ball on the ground, executing the game plan, and when he's had to throw, he's made some good plays.
So McAfee will now hold for Middlebrooks. This will be a chip shot 21-yard attempt from right in the middle of the field. Watch for the snap. We've had a couple of really bad snaps on the field goals. This one, though, is perfect. It's down, it's up, it's perfect. Taylor Middlebrooks from Parkview, Missouri, has scored all 6 points in the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl. The score, East 6 and West nothing. Our coverage of the 2014 Blue-Gray All-American Bowl will continue in a moment.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Taylor Middlebrooks adding a 21-yard field goal, and the East leading the West 6-0 here in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Sean Siglinski, I'm Ryan Castle. And the East and Taylor Middlebrooks on top 6-0. We're late in the fourth quarter. Middlebrooks will kick off, and the West still very much in it. They have not scored yet, but it takes one touchdown, and they will tie the game. And certainly they've got a guy back there in Avery Anderson who's capable of a big play at any moment. Here's the deep kickoff. It will be taken by Bianchini from the 2-yard line. He'll bring it straight up the middle. Look out, 20, 25, and spun down at the 30-yard line.
Good kickoff return there. Let's see if the West can get this ball moving and make this game really close towards the end here.
And the West have been rotating their quarterbacks every series. This will be Johnny Wiedmeyer in at quarterback on what very well might be their final series of the game. We're under 3 minutes to play, somewhere in that vicinity of the fourth quarter. 6-0, the East with the lead. And Wiedmeyer, the senior, 6'2", from Kearney, Missouri, will be in at quarterback. TJ Foster will be the running back from South Grand Prairie right here in the Metroplex. 3 receivers to the right, 2 left. There's the snap. They'll look to the left. It is caught by Benson. Benson wants to throw. Now he'll take off and run, and he'll have a first down and more. Look out, sideline, midfield. Benson, 35-30 to the 20, and he'll walk out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Big play, Trinity Benson. And that looked like it wanted to be a wide receiver pass. Benson said, oh, okay, well, let's scrap that. I'll just run it. And he got a big play down the sideline.
West coach Mark McMillan, offensive coordinator Arlen Harris reaching into their bag of tricks. Benson took a look downfield, didn't see anything, put his foot on the gas, and motored right up the field. And all of a sudden, it looks like the West is knocking on the door.
That was quite a pump fake there from Trinity Benson on a ball that he wanted to throw. Instead, he gets a big gain to the 18-yard line of the East, and all of a sudden, we've got a ball game here. The West down 6 with the ball in the red zone. Wiedmeyer out of the gun. Quick drop, quick throw to the left, and McCleskey with a catch, and he will be spun down after a short gain. Let's see where the forward progress takes him. Bit of extracurricular activity here. That'll be broken up quickly by the officials. And the catch and the run to the 17, I believe. Let's see where they spot the ball. Yeah, the 17, so a gain of a yard, and that's it. Wiedmeyer with 2 running backs and 2 receivers. Tight end to the right. From the 17-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Wiedmeyer with a snap out of the gun. Straight back, flips it out to the right. That's caught by Foster. And a big hit delivered to the 15-yard line. Foster is smacked and dropped after a short gain of 2 yards. That was a great play made on the outside there by the East. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 here for the West offense. Timeout will be called. And I believe here by the West, is that right? Yeah, timeout West. So at the 16-yard line, 3rd and 7 is coming up here for the West squad. And Coach Mark McMillan down there in the huddle with his team saying, let's go, fellas. We got a chance here to maybe steal this ball game. Yeah. We talked about the competitive juices flowing from both of these head coaches a little bit earlier, and certainly in a close ball game late, neither one of these guys wants to lose this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Foster in that sequence took a big shot, did a good job of holding on to the ball. Coach McMillan pulls his team to the side, works with offensive coordinator Arlen Harris to see what they dial up here. Very crucial part of the field, that they're the most important part of the game.
3rd and 8. Wiedmeyer jogs back onto the field, takes his spot in the gun with 2 running backs and 2 receivers. A snap back on 3rd and 8. With some time, goes to the end zone. McCleskey it is. Caught for a touchdown. Oh, a delayed call by the back judge. Finally, he said yes. McCleskey got a foot into the very back corner of the end zone. Jalen McCleskey scores. And the West has tied the game. The extra point is still to come to give West its first lead of the night. 18 yards. Oh, what a throw there by Wiedmeyer, and a Great catch on the back end there by McCleskey.
Excellent play by McCleskey. Great body control. You expect him to make it. He's one of the more high-profile players of this game going to Oklahoma State. But what about Wiedmeyer? As Boise State commit, Brett Ribbon on the sideline, as well as Houston commit Ben Hicks, watch on. He delivers the biggest play of the game so far.
Well, that was a beautifully timed throw, and McCleskey just barely did get 1 foot in the back corner of the end zone. And now we are tied at 6. The extra point is still to come. Now the West, as it has been well documented through this game, has struggled in the kicking game. And so maybe a little bit of hesitation on Mark McMillan's part to try the extra point, but they will send Vasquez out to give him a chance to give his team the lead. Vasquez has missed a field goal, and the kicking team has also had a bad snap. This is for the lead. Good snap, good hold. It is up. It is good. The West has taken the lead on a touchdown from Johnny Wiedmeyer to Jalen McCleskey. Their first points of the game, and they have grabbed the lead. Wow.
Yeah, we waited for some fireworks. Minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, and they're finally starting to show through.
Boy, that's got to feel good if you're the West, and particularly head coach Mark McMillan, who's no doubt looking over to his former college teammate George Teague and saying, hey, how do you like that?
Oh, yeah. There'll be some conversations about that. And you know what? There's still some time left in this game. East has run the ball well. They managed their timeout so just fine up to this point. So they can move the ball and make this thing interesting. Perhaps set up Middlebrooks for his third field goal, a potential game winner.
And that drive set up by the big play to Trinity Benson. And the catch over here on the near side down the sidelines. That set him up into the red zone. And then Wiedmeyer on a 3rd and 8. Able to deliver one on target to McCleskey, who got a foot down in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. And now the ensuing kickoff from Vasquez. Spivey is back deep to return. And he is certainly capable of a big play if they kick it to him. Jalen McCleskey, the Oklahoma State commit. Played his high school football at St. Paul's in Louisiana. Has given the West the lead. Here's the kickoff. It'll be returned by Spivey from the 10 up the left side. Comes inside the hash marks to the 30, where he is brought down by Brian Dawkins Jr.
Interesting story about Jalen McCleskey and Mark McMillan. When Jalen's father, JJ, was coming up in the National Football League playing with the Saints, his paths crossed with Mark McMillan, coach for the West. And Jalen, as a youngster, actually grew up for a time period with Mark McMillan and, you know, with the connection that he had with his father. So they've known each other from when Jalen was just a young kid.
So the East now trailing 7-6 with the ball. Around 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And Daniel Parr is back in at quarterback, escapes the pressure, and trying to fight to get out of bounds, and he will up at the 38-yard line. That's well done by Daniel Parr. And that is a gain of about 6 or 7 on first down. He does get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Kevin O'Neill does a good job to limit that play from becoming a lot bigger.
So Parr, who has seen, well, not very much action in the second half, is now in there to try and lead a potential game-winning drive. Johnson's the running back. Second down and about 4. Parr from the gun. Snap is back. 5-step drop. Now steps up, and he's got some room to run. 40, 45, sideline, midfield, and out of bounds. First down and more for Daniel Parr with his feet that time. The Florida Atlantic commit gets to midfield, picks up a first down, and perhaps most importantly, stops the clock for the East offense.
Heady play there by Parr. Understands what's involved, what his team needs to do to get into field goal range, perhaps set up Middlebrooks for a big kick.
Now Middlebrooks has quite the leg. We've seen him from 50 in warm-ups. Parr from the gun, right at the midfield stripe, the ball over the star. Takes the snap, 5-step straight drop. He's hit as he throws, and it's nearly intercepted. Rivera was in the neighborhood along with a number 49, who I don't believe is on our roster. I might have seen the number wrong, but regardless, it is incomplete. 45, I beg your pardon. It was Sage Say.
Yeah, Sage really come on strong here in the second half, making plays all over the field, whether it be in the passing game or the running game. McNeese State is getting a good one in him.
A very big and fast linebacker. 2nd and 10 here for the East. Spivey will be lined up to the right, along with Quentin Jenkins in the slot. 2 receivers to the left. Snap back on 2nd down. Parr to throw. Stepping up in the pocket, rolls to the right, and loads one up down the sideline. Spivey, it is intercepted. Jordan Nelson steps in front of the route and picks off Daniel Parr. West football. And that is interception number 4 for the West squad in this ball game, and that will more than likely seal it.
Great play there by Nelson. Recognizes where the ball's in the air. Back pedals, gets in position to make the play. Mark McMillan has to be thrilled with the play of his defensive backs in this game here.
And if your coach, George Teague, maybe not overly thrilled with that throw by Parr, tried to take a big shot down the field, had his best receiver, but it was double covered. It was not exactly open, and the East not getting a chance at a potential game-winning field goal. And now the West will be out there in victory formation. They take a knee, and that'll do it. An exciting finish to this one. No score at halftime. No score through 3 quarters. And finally in the 4th, the West breaking through. A touchdown to Jalen McCleskey with under 2 minutes to play. And the West win the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl 7-6.
Yeah, just a great effort by both teams. Coaching staffs did a great job getting these players prepared over the course of the last couple of days. Once again, the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl from AT&T Stadium is a success.
Now, there's no doubt about that. And these players taking this week to really grow their games, grow their relationships with some other high-profile recruits across the country, and also grow some relationships as well with some former pro athletes, and to kind of see the work ethic required of those type of players. Certainly a good experience all around for these players, and a good experience for us as well. We got a good game, entertaining late in this one. And, good to see some of the rising talent around the country. Particularly, I was impressed tonight out of the state of Missouri. A lot of very good ball players from that state, particularly on the defensive side of the ball that we saw in tonight's game.
Yeah, and I think that we spoke a little bit about both coaches, doing a good job of putting their players in a position to do a good job. George Teague with the staff of Tony Banks, an offensive coordinator, another former NFL vet, Barry Foster, working with the running backs, Michael Downs working the defense, along with Nate Helmsley, Larry Ryans, George Hageman working with the offensive line. The East did what they could to make this thing interesting from start to finish. Turn around and look at the West. They did a good job of making things competitive. They hung in there at the end. Wiedmeyer delivered to Jalen McCleskey. Credit to Mark McMillan and his staff. Arlen Harris, the offensive coordinator, we spoke about him. George Martinez worked with the linebackers. Al McCauley on the offensive line. J.J. McCleskey working with the wide receivers. Pepe Villasenor did a great job with special teams, and Ernest Jones kept everything intact with that defensive line.
So the players now gathering at midfield, and they will be led in a prayer here at the end of the ball game. This is a great shine of sportsmanship and just camaraderie that is built over this week. Yes, we have East. Yes, we have West. But certainly, as you mentioned earlier, Sean, this Blue-Gray All-American Bowl is a family, and that is no more personified than what we're seeing down on the field right now.
Yeah, after the physical confrontation going back and forth, it's nice to see the kids get together along with the coaches, you know, in an act of solidarity.
You see all of the coaches as well gathering around. We have Christina House down there taking some pictures on behalf of the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl and the Impact Football Network. And, what an event this has been. Great ball game here tonight and just a great week for these players. And not only this week, but also in the regional combines and the super combines that allow these players to have the opportunity to play in this game and be selected to play in this game. You see a lot of these type of games all over the place, but this is not one that you just pay to get in. This is one where you have to earn your spot in this game, and certainly all of these players have done that.
I think it's safe to say that Director Gus Bell is very pleased with the direction that Blue-Gray is heading. And there's nothing but bigger and better things expected from the brand here in the near future.
Well, it was our pleasure to bring you this game on behalf of the Impact Football Network. The 2014 Blue-Gray All-American game, the final score tonight. The West defeats the East 7-6. Jalen McCleskey with the game-winning touchdown in the back of the end zone with under 2 minutes to play. For Sean Siglinski, our engineer Terry Gregory, and our entire crew, I'm Ryan Castle saying good night from AT&T Stadium. Once again, the final. The West defeats the East 7-6. And until next time from Cowboys Stadium here in Arlington, so long, everybody.